if you knew the title on that card yet. That's ironic. Joining me, as always, somewhere. There he is, Alex.
What's up? What's up? We live? We good? We golden? We rocking?
Golden.
Ah.
Mm.
Wait. How you been in the past 24 hours?
uh, I've been good. Can't complain.
Good. Bumping away.
Yeah, making things happen.
All right. I've been going through this site, man. I've been going at this thing hard. Uh, just going through IDA and reading everything that's involved with it. Um, and I'm stoked because I'm gonna make you show me how to build something tonight. I think it's gonna be great.
Oh no.
Yes, it's gonna
Oh
happen.
no. What are you thinking? I mean, let's make sure we don't go too
Not get too
crazy.
carried away. I don't know. I was thinking we just do like a price checker bot for maybe something on quick swap.
Quick swap is not enabled yet.
Oh, it's not, huh? See,
No.
I have been doing my research. I'm gonna hit it where it hurts.
Mm.
I do see that they have that in the IDE, so I'll do a share interface
Did I
here.
say yet? Why did I say yet?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, let me get situated here and then put it over to
Constantly just
share.
dropping hints in the chat.
Are you really just you leave nothing for spoils? Nothing. There's like a spoiler alert maximum anytime.
Oh yeah, black chicken in the chat, coming in hot.
Oh man, welcome back, Black Chicken.
KFC Black Chicken 33.
Kill it. All right, let me swap to screen share. All right, back at our glorious templates here. And my glorious, look at my GLQ status on this one. I have like, oh, is that your price?
That's price.
No, okay, I was like, is that my balance? Because that's
that's close. No, your price, your balance is on the other side. It says 0, so it's even better.
Send love, send glick. You guys call it glick? I don't know. I don't
know, but we could start that.
We're gonna start calling it glick. I love it. I think it's a new. Let's make it a thing. All right, so yeah, back at the build here. Going through this list. All right, so something that would be conventional for me. Let's say we knew there was. Oh man, do I want to do it something on crypto or do I want to do it something on like open source, like Twitter or something like that?
Well, the one thing you're going to need to do, though, and again, we can do this because it is something that we should create some tutorials and some good documentation on, is if you do Telegram or Discord, you're going to have to go get your IDs for the API to be able to do it. So, I mean, just keep that in mind that we're going to be kind of have to get that. So I don't know if you want to wait and do that on a stream when we have it ready, or
is that something we'll like not want to disclose in the graph? Like, hey, we're doing the
no. I mean, you wouldn't want somebody else to get the key because then they could use your bot.
Yeah.
But you can use that secret string, and then this way you could just paste it right in. So yeah, you would probably want to hide your screen when you go to get the key, but then after that you would be able to
and secret string is what you showed us last night, correct?
Right, so secret string is the same as a regular string. The only difference is it when it's visible on the screen, it is showing as asterisks instead of the actual text.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm not sure off the top of my head how much that changes on the back end, if that keeps it somehow secure as well. I don't exactly remember. I'll have to look at that. But
test Telegram bot 1 then. How's that? Did I name well? Does it look okay? Test Telegram. Did I do a better job of naming than my parents did?
I don't know what that means, but all right.
I don't know. I don't like my name. All right, so test Telegram bot 1. Is that go?
KFC Black Chicken says, "Oi oi, Alex looking real good."
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Black Chicken. Appreciate it. You're looking great too. For a name.
For a name.
well, yeah, because I haven't met KFC Chicken. It's all good. Hi, Rosie. I did recommend you and Precursor because Precursor will like it and you'll hate it, so it's still kind of funny. I indeed am. That's how I'm going to read KFC Black Chicken from now on. Oi, oi, Alex, looking real good. I indeed am. Sweet. I think that sticks. I think
we're rocking out with the synth wave for the music tonight.
Oh yeah.
It just feels so right.
I'm like just diving right into business. I don't need to. We can say, hey, please don't. KFC does not want. Cheers. Now, how am I supposed to use like an American accent?
If you want to pay so that I can use good music on my stream, I'm all for being able to do that.
There's this guy named Rick Astley, and I'm not sure what his royalties are, but we could just have that playing on repeat in the backdrop, you know?
Ouch.
Oof. Roll it. Roll it. So we go into build. This is our first start, right? We're going to throw on our name. We're going to name our graph. And then we have our templates. And the first thing we have to decide is what kind of graph do I want to build? Like what am I trying to push here?
Well, I mean, it's up to you if you want to start in the template wizard. You don't have to. You can go straight to the IDE.
Oh my gosh.
And start building there. I just don't know whether or not you are at that level yet.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking as someone who has never used this before, because I have not, other than taking some notes on format and how verbose the homepage is and things of that nature. A lot of that people have seen in the chat. Like, if we're looking for the average consumer is going to say, I want a bot that tells me what the price of XYZ is. You know, I want the price of my shitcoin right now. And
we're back on shitcoins again, huh?
Yeah. Well, because I mean, look at like your average community in Telegram that's looking for crypto bots, right? I feel like that's a huge number of individuals and what they're looking for.
Okay, well, if you want, we can do a bot. I can grab my Telegram key and give it to you, and I can shut my other bot off. I don't know if I'm allowed to have 2 Telegram keys at once going on.
I can pull mine. No, it's fine. I'll pull mine.
You have it already set up? Do you know about Botfather? It's all about Botfather.
What?
That's how you create bots in
It's me on the day of my father's wedding.
Dang, yeah, that's exactly right. That literally is the icon.
It's the Botfather.
Nope, never used it. See, just an average dude rolling in. So what are some things I'm going to need then to do a bot in my Telegram?
Well, you're going to need to talk to Botfather. Botfather is a Telegram account that you interact with, and it will set up your API and allow you to change the name of your bot and the picture and all that other stuff.
Okay.
So you're going to need to do that. You're going to need to bring your guy into a chat room unless you want to just interact with him directly.
Okay. So first thing you got to do. Hold on, let me bring my notes here so people know I'm not ignorant here. So step 1. Talk to the Botfather. All right. So to talk to the Botfather, what are we going to do? We're going to get him in a room.
Well, yeah, no. First, you directly message him, and he will guide you through the process. I'm actually loading up my Telegram on my other machine, and it wants me to log in with a phone number.
All right. So I want to do it from my end, and that's totally cool. Let's do.
Yeah, it's just I like to be able to walk you through it, be able to see it too. It just kind of helps.
All right, dope. First thing I'm gonna do is what every computer wizard on the planet is gonna do, and they're gonna go to Google.
Wow. All right.
I see in a tutorial. If I see in
I
a
mean,
tutorial,
first thing you might want to do is clear your browser cache and get your browser history cleared.
why? We're gonna have to go through my browser history?
No,
What kind of stream is this? What are we turning this into?
I'm just making suggestions, man. If you're gonna put that on stream,
I can dig it. Somebody try to call me here. I don't know who it is, but info.
oh, I haven't done this in so long. Scan QR code. There we go.
Oof. All right. So contact at Botfather Telegram. Botfather is the one bot to rule them all. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to start a new message here with Botfather. So the DM Botfather.
An error occurred. Auth token expired. It's always something, right? This is.
How do I know which Botfather it is? There's so many of them.
Yeah, it's the real Botfather.
The verified Botfather?
I mean, well, I was gonna say you can tell by the icon, but somebody probably would have stole the icon. Yeah, that's the guy at Botfather. That's your dude.
All right, cool. So let's look at the Botfather here. And since that's step one, now that we've got this guy here, we have all of these glorious things. So are we going to do create a new bot?
Yeah, let's create a new bot so we can get an API key, and that you can show on stream because you're not using the API key for anything. So I would just suggest deleting the bot when you're done, and then you don't have to worry about showing it on screen.
Good. Now let's choose a username for your bot.
It keeps saying auth token expired. What the hell? Log in by phone number.
We're going to be so redundant here. Test Telegram bot _1. Sweet.
Your name of the bot does have to end in bot.
I got that one. It is now test Telegram bot 1 _ bot.
These are good things. These are things that you have to learn.
It's like University of Maryland University College, right? You got to know this is a college. Anybody that reads this title is going to know this is absolutely a college. There's no mistaking this. Like, we get it, guys. You've made it. You're college. You got this. It's perfect. All right.
Yeah, so
we got the Botfather. Congratulations on your new bot.
Nice.
And now we go talk to our bot.
Yeah, no. So you should have been given an API key.
Have it. I got it. I got it. All right. So now we have our bot API key.
Good start. All right. So yeah. So I mean, let's continue with the with this app wizard version. We'll make it happen.
Name your bot. All right. And we are going to...
we're looking for bot Telegram giving live price from Uniswap. I think might be it. I would just see if there's anything else that's Telegram.
Oh, here's one. Bot Telegram giving live price from Uniswap.
Is there any other Telegram bots in there?
Watch Unicrypt presale Telegram.
I think that's the right one.
Which one? Uniswap?
I think it actually might be API returns all that sample.
Return all data informations of a specific token?
Yeah, I think that actually might be the right one that we should do.
Okay, so...
I'll know when we go to the next screen.
Before we go to the next screen, this is what I think should happen. This is if I could control the universe and I wanted to use GraphLink regularly and I wanted to use this to produce bots on a regular basis, it would have these bots in a line based on which one would be most used most frequently, probably, and the title would be, I don't know. I'd probably do it like stupid simple. Telegram bots, da 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 da. Discord bots, da 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 da. Telegram for CoinGecko. Telegram for Uniswap. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I point taken. You know, so the thing is right now, yeah, put in the notes. I definitely could see a better layout or categories, maybe even a drop-down box to filter by certain.
Well, because if they're not going to have icons in here.
Well, I'm going to look into getting the icons back because it should have the actual Telegram icon to make it a little easier to know that that's the one you're looking for.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the idea of...
Okay, so Uniswap token contract. What do we want to call this? It's automatically putting GraphLink in there. Nice.
Yeah, actually, you know, this one, I don't think it's, this one does Telegram, it looks like. It looks like it's just getting the price. Because it's not asking for your API key.
Okay, so let's do...
Let me hit previous and try the other one. I'm going in there right now. Live prices from Uniswap. Let's see what that one is.
Yep.
Man, this definitely is going to need some better explanations on here.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, geez, Rick. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot for sure.
Yeah, so, okay, let's go through this, because this is the one that will interact with Telegram. So, let's use GLQ as the example. I mean, unless you want to use a different token.
No, I was going to pull some up. GLQ works. GLQ.
I mean, you know, this is a GLQ stream. I kind of feel
you're
like.
right. You're right. It is. I was just going to pick some other coin. We'll call it the other coins. All right, so
give you some full screen. Yeah, so the first box right there is the contract address of the token on the ETH network or Uniswap, but I mean you could have a different contract for at Uniswap to be monitoring. The next one is your.
This is the token it's going to be looking at.
Yep.
Here's the
coin. So in this example, it's going to use both Uniswap and CoinGecko, because Uniswap's not going to return things like your 24-hour volume and you know, some of that other data. Your all-time high Uniswap isn't going to return, so it's basically going to talk, and it's also not going to return the liquidity token, I think, either. But basically the idea is it's actually is talking to two places. You're actually talking to both Uniswap on the contract, really Etherscan kind of. You're talking to Uniswap directly though, and you're talking to CoinGecko, which is a price fetching website. So you're basically talking to two places. You're getting that data, combining it into a Telegram message, and then sending it to Telegram. So
in a short man's version, I guess it would go scrape data from both CoinGecko and from Uniswap, which could be outlined here. Return the price of requested token on a Telegram bot. Okay, got it. Maybe breaking this down a little bit more. This price is derived from, but it's not my, it's not my template. It's not my template.
Well, no, these are the system ones that are included. So, you know, they were done by us. So,
yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe just like a quick script. But I think that would be covered in if we were to take the time, because I've kind of started like, okay, so spoiler, little side quest here. We got to talk to the bot father. Good. We have that. So a side quest I've been doing, which is kind of interesting, and I think you're going to laugh at me, but side quest I've been on.
They're all going to laugh at you.
They're all going to laugh at you. Okay. This is when you get into the IDE. This is every term that's used on that page. Scrolling down. All right. I'm not a coder. So besides things like Twitter and Binance and Bitfinex and KuCoin, like the proper nouns.
The exchanges and the Ethereum stuff and the BSC stuff, that stuff because of crypto, but anything that is the programming functions that you have access to, those you don't know what they do.
Correct. And if I don't know what they do, then building a new user base and saying you don't have to be a coder, it could be very difficult. So I'd like to build this out, and if if GraphLink wants to use it, we can put this in somewhere. Maybe if you were to hover over key value and it just gives you a little explanation of what that algorithm is.
Yeah, and well, and also
algorithm's the right word.
They should be in the documentation as well, but I like the idea of them being accessible through the IDE so that you can very quickly get a bit of information on how they work, and if you need more information, then click to open another page.
And so with that being said, that side quest, in the process of doing what I call making things TikTok stupid, which means I'm not going to degrade TikTok users, but it's not difficult to use TikTok. It's very stupid simple. It's very, very simple. So making it TikTok stupid means making it useful to somebody that only wants to use things like TikTok, as simple as that, which of course, this might not be the place that they're trying to go if they're running a community, and maybe that's a good filter process for who should be operating communities in Telegram. But
yeah, but I mean, also that's kind of where, like I said last time, how there's 3 different levels. There's basically the marketplace where you can start and get 100% with nothing. There is the template wizard that can kind of get you going, and then there's the IDE where you can do whatever you want. So there's those 3 levels in progressing difficulty.
We should call the IDE something different. IDE is so
not gonna happen.
I think we should call it
not gonna happen.
We should call it the GraphLink Light Bright. Your response is beautiful. Are you familiar with the Light Bright?
Of course I am, but
I think it just matches. Like you get to see what the thing looks like, and I mean, like that's look at this.
If you made the board into a light bright and that's how you connected them, that could actually work.
That's what it looks like. You got all your little nodes, and eventually you get to hello. Like they're not even using paper. This is ghetto, man. These guys go hard. There's not. They're not even using
black paper.
They're not using the black construction paper. Yeah. Yeah, it's the GraphLink Light Bright, and I think it should be something like that. Or, you know, hey, Sandbox. Sandbox is used more for your 3-dimensional realms. But I digress, of course. Welcome to a stream with Alex. Here you go. Squirrel.
So after you do Botfather, there are 2 things you would need to do. Is you would need to get the token address, and you could get that from Uniswap, or you could get that from Etherscan, or, you know, there's places that do have it. And then you need the CoinGecko name, and this should really be included in there too. Let me see if I can find it. There's a really good URL that has all the names.
Yeah. Kiddo's going to be taking a bath soon, so you're going to probably hear a kiddo screaming in the back. Not screaming.
Nice.
Just yells, shouts of glee and joy, and join us. Okay, so we're going to talk to the Botfather, which we did, and he gives us the API. He gave me an API. Very nice.
The Santa Botfather.
Santa Bot.
Yeah, so if you go to CoinGecko and you look up GraphLink, I can actually share my screen real quick. If you go to CoinGecko and you look up GraphLink, you will get the name from the URL. You can see it says GraphLink-protocol.
Okay,
is how it's listed there. So yeah, there actually is a list that they maintain, and I think it would be great to have that list as something that people can reference, not have to go to all these external sites. You know, maybe a contract looker and
looker upper.
So that's where you can get that from. Is that page right there? That'll get you the name that CoinGecko uses for it.
Right.
You know, BTC is BTC, and some of them are their actual names, but some of them aren't. Like GraphLink is a great example, unfortunately.
So GraphLink protocol is not the accurate CoinGecko.
Nope, that is the actual CoinGecko. That is the right one.
Phew. I would imagine with this template, you would have it automatically pull that to always fill this with the correct name.
Right. So this one is filled in correctly. And then your Telegram message, that's the message, obviously, that when you request the bot is going to be displayed back to you from the graph. The graph is going to return that. Now, what's interesting in here is you'll notice next to price, there is a $sign as the symbol. That's the $sign for the currency. But then next to it is that squiggly brackets. I don't know, what would you call those as a non-coder? I call them curly braces or curly brackets.
For these?
Yeah. I would call them, that's what I would call them.
I think I just call them brackets.
Okay. And you'll see a number inside of there. And what that relates to is when the data comes back, it's assigned an ID starting from 0. And you can see down where it says variable token price is 0 right below there. So it's going to take the token price, whatever comes back, and it's going to fill in that spot with the actual value that gets returned. So because you can't write the value in of the price, you don't know it. It's going to be filled in every time. So that basically is kind of a placeholder.
It's a variable then. So
it's a variable.
So 0 would be the variable here, 2 would be the variable. Okay. All right. And is there a way that, I mean, I'm sure once we get the graph up and going, it will show us a demo of this, or it would just...
Yeah, we'll be able to request it.
Okay, cool.
So then you're going to need to paste in your, so number 1 is your 24-hour volume. So you can see volume 24 hours is number 1.
So here you could kind of modify this too if you were...
Oh, you can modify those messages.
More savvy and you're able to throw in what's what, and perhaps you don't want...
Or remove some if you don't want it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So let's get your access token in there. That's going to be very helpful.
What is the access token?
That is your API key that Botfather gave you.
Am I allowed to show it?
Yeah, you can. We're gonna crush that one when you get done.
They're probably gonna modify this bot before I even get into it. They're just
Nice.
gonna be like sweeping through. Props to them if they do.
Oh yeah. Change the name of it. Give it a funny picture. So /GLQ, that is your trigger command. So that means when you're in Telegram, if your bot is in the same channel and anyone types GLQ with a slash in front of it, that will then trigger this bot to go and get the price data and return it back into Telegram.
Gotcha.
And the Uniswap LP token, you know what LP tokens are, right?
Yeah, liquidity pool.
Yeah. So that is the contract address for that. So that's something you would have to look up as well, is the Uniswap LP token to be able to get that data. And then the rest of these are going to be good. So variable number 2 is the LP token price, and variable 3, which is the 4th variable, is the all-time high. And then it is going to round the decimals. So, a lot of times with these coins, you're going to end up with a really long decimal place for the price. So it's going to round it to 8 places for you. You can change that to 6, 2, or 0. I mean, obviously I wouldn't do 0 on this one, but you can see up at the top it's 039915. So you could do it that many. What is that, 5?
So soon it'll
just 6.
Soon we'll just need 2 decimals.
So we'll just need 2. Yeah.
All right, cool. So this comes pretty much ready to fire with GraphLink's information. If you wanted to make it your own information, you would then go to Uniswap, get your contract address for your token, then you would go to CoinGecko and you would pull the coin symbol, your Telegram message, you would just double check that your variables are what you want them to be. And if you want to have this like made with love by the GraphLink team on there, that's optional apparently, which is good to know. And yeah, so on and so forth. Scroll down, adjust it. I'm gonna have to let this dog in because he's being an asshole. Yeah, cool. Okay, so Telegram, this is our API. So we get our token address from desired location. Get the data from CoinGecko and from Uniswap. But of course, it shouldn't necessarily matter. It matters does it matter if it's specifically from the CoinGecko, or can we pull that kind of information from elsewhere?
Right. So in this example, the code, I don't want to say the code, sorry, the graph that this is, the wizard is using, already has it using CoinGecko to get the price information.
Okay.
If you were to go into the graph and edit it, you could, in the IDE, you could change it to use a different platform to get your price from, but we're using CoinGecko just in this example.
Oh, okay. Cool. So if we were to modify this, we'll see. I mean, once we get in there. But as it stands right now, if you want a quick bot, this is where you would start, and you would be able to follow kind of like your 1, 2, 3s here to get this particular bot to deploy, correct?
Right. So you basically need, I think, 4 things. You're going to need the contract address of the token, the contract address of the liquidity token, the Telegram bot API, and the CoinGecko name. You need those 4 things to be able to build this without having to use the IDE.
Okay. So main things we needed. Things we needed was the API from Telegram, the bot. We also needed our Gecko stuffs, our Uniswap, and then what was the other one that we needed? There was, like you said, there were 4: API for Telegram bot, CoinGecko.
Uniswap is 2. You need the token contract and the LP token contract. Now, obviously, you know, when we go into the IDE, you can take some of this stuff out. You can take out the LP token and not return it.
So we hit deploy. I'm going to deploy it. I'm going to see it. Your graph has successfully been started.
Cool. So you get a hash, which, you know, you don't have to worry about. But now if you go to My Graphs, you will see it is green and running. And remember, we talked about the print command before, that if you click on View Logs, it's kind of like your ability to monitor on the back end your bot. So if you click on View Logs, you're going to get a little pop-up, and it's going to just show you some of the details. You don't need to worry about it, but it's going to show you some of the details of what your bot is status is. But the fact that it's green over there means that it's running, so that is a good sign.
Okay.
So now you can, I guess if you want, we can create a room and bring your bot into that room in Telegram. Or you can chat directly with your Telegram bot if you wanted.
That's what I got going on here. We got start once I'm in the room with it. So now how do we control our bot?
Well, let's do a room so that I can also call it too.
All right, I'll add you here.
Too late. You got a room that you're gonna bring me into? I was gonna just make one real quick.
Yeah, I'll bring you in. Let me see.
Trying to respond to Telegram. A lot of people chat in there about the stream.
Okay. So, brought you into the good old-fashioned room here. It's us so far. Wow, really? All right. Now we have to invite our bot. So, are we going to add members?
Or you are. So you created this room, right?
Yes.
Are you on a phone, or is this your? Looks very strange. Looks very strange. So in mine, it's because you're on Windows, I guess. On mine, you go up to the 3 dots, and then you can go to info, I guess. I guess view group info. And then you should be able to do, I guess, there, add member. There you go.
Oh, okay.
And now you should be able to find your
Oh, it's not in my stuff here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me drag it off screen here before I start going through my contacts. I don't need you to get all my, aunts and relatives' phone numbers and just have you just hitting them up.
Nice. Yeah, so what you may have needed to do is you did message your bot, not the bot father, but you did actually message your bot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it should have came up in your contact list. What was the full name of the bot? Not the name, but the actual username that is the @ symbol, which I believe is the one that ends in bot. I could be wrong.
I got him here. Add the bot to test bot. All right. You're now in here with my bot, so be advised. You're in here with my bot. He's very sensitive.
So yeah, so now you can go ahead and request the price of GOQ with /GOQ. So you gave your bot rights to be able to post messages and things like that.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. Click on that. It said has no access to messages. I don't know if that is just yeah, it looks like you need to go into the settings for the group and promote him to have some rights to be able to chat in there.
All right. View group info. Nope. Group.
There you go. Permissions, administrators. I don't know if you need to give him administrators, but he needs to be able to he needs to be able to talk, and he needs to be able to read messages, because otherwise he won't know when he's being spoken to. Yeah, give us all admin rights.
Let's do it.
Nice. I don't know. Did you get me admin? Because it doesn't say it next to my name.
I did. I don't know why it's not. Hold on. Let me go let this dog in.
All right, cool. I'll keep people entertained in the meantime. Yeah, it still says in my screen, Telegram bot has no access to messages. So, yeah, it looks like you still got something you need to change in here to give this guy. Well, now that I'm admin, maybe I can do it. If I actually have full admin, let's find out. I know, you should be good. We'll call him Botman as his... I don't know why I can't save that. Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like he is an admin. I'm not sure why you still has no access to messages.
Well, should we look at it in IDE and make sure it's okay?
It should be.
Or can we not bring it to IDE now that we have it? Oh, just kidding.
No, that's gonna open up. That's not gonna open that up.
Look at all this power.
Yeah, no. So go ahead and try to talk with him, because I just messaged him personally on my screen and he did respond with the price. So go back to Telegram and try to message him and let's see what happens. Yeah, you gotta type / and then your trigger word.
I
which
wanted
was
like
geo.
a good
Oh,
bot.
I know, I do
All
that
right,
too. Good bot.
good bot. Thank you, bot. All right, so / GLQ. Oh, look at there. Dope. All right, so there's nothing to that. So GLQ bot should be everywhere.
Well, yeah, and you could easily change that to another token and then have the group admin bring that into the room and allow them to use it for sure.
So contract, website. So what is website exactly? Where is it pulling this?
Right, so that was part of the message.
Oh yeah, that URL that we saw.
Right. So if what you would like to do is edit that, uh, it seems like you can't get directly to it. So the best way to do that is to go back to the dashboard. Oh, you could have used one of your other tabs there, dingus. Go to my graphs.
All right.
And then on those 3 little dots, hit that and do export as GLQ file. And then save that wherever it decides to save it. And then now you can go back into the IDE and you can import that, and then you can actually see the actual IDE layout of what that's doing. So
that seems like a huge walk around.
Yeah, right now it does seem like there's an issue where if you click on my graphs and like you should be able to, so in theory, if you click on my graphs and you click on the name of it, it's supposed to bring you in, but it actually just pulls what it has in cache right now. It doesn't actually load. You can see loaded the graph project from the cache. So it doesn't actually load. And it's a security reason as to why it's like that. So we're looking into that. Oh, you need to connect your wallet too.
Oh, glorious.
I'm sorry, it just wasn't connected in the IDE, which could have been why maybe that didn't show up.
Yeah.
Try going back in and doing that again now. Go back to the
Dashboard.
and then my graphs, and then go in. I don't think it works. I know that other people have said it doesn't work for them. It works for me sometimes, but then it's possible that it was the last one in my cache, and that's why. So yeah, so now click on test Telegram bot. No, didn't work. So what you can do is go to File and do Import. Load graph. And then now you can bring in that GLQ file.
There's some good old oddities.
Those are really nice. What were those I just saw on the screen?
These are...
Let's talk about those.
I tried bringing one in as a graph. It didn't work. I'm just letting you know that.
Oh. Yeah, no, it has to be a GLQ file.
All right. Oh, there's a lot more. Wow, I made all this. I made this.
Actually, yeah, it's true.
I think we need the meme where it's like the little guy and he's like the little circle dude, you know, and he's like, "Look, I made this," and the next person's like, "No, I made this. This is mine."
It's true. So, real quick, one of the things that's really great to know is that, oh, you already got it. Yeah, you can right click and move around and see that. And you can also zoom out too if you need to, but obviously it's good to keep it zoomed in so people on the stream can see. And you have that little graph down at the bottom that's kind of like a highlight of where you are, so you get an idea.
Yeah, this little legend down here.
Yeah, legend,
Well,
that's a good word.
like the little mini map. We got the
Mini
mini
map,
map.
yeah.
I think the legend's over here on the left, but there's no
Yeah.
definition. So,
Ooh.
oof. All right. So, okay.
So yeah, so I mean, you can see that this is a little bit more complicated now because of what it did to clean up the data and combine the data and return it in a message. If you want, I can kind of walk you through what some of that is.
Yeah, because I mean, if we wanted to modify this, we would have to know kind of like where's our start and where's our end. Is there a
Sure.
start and an end, or is this all one big?
Well, there is a start. So your entry point on this is on Telegram message. So basically, what that means is when you have, hold on, let me open this on my IDE in front of me too. We did the bot, this one, yeah, edit on IDE. Yeah, okay, cool. So that yellow block is your entry point. And basically what that means is that...
This one here, correct?
Yeah. So basically what that means is that when the graph gets started, it is listening for a message from Telegram. And when there's a message from Telegram, then the rest of that execution gets kicked off. And we talked about this yesterday about setting variables. So you can see you have your Telegram bot. That is your token that you put in. So that got added to there as a token and got set as a variable called Telegram, which gets used later. You can move that variable portal down, and you'll yeah. It's up to you how you like to line stuff up.
So, full critique. This is, yeah, there's no code, but you kind of got to know. I mean, this is intimidating. Like if I were to try and make this from scratch, which is what I would like to see us do, without template. Is without template, you're going to have to code, or is it a little bit easier than that?
So no, without a template, you would have to just put these blocks in and connect them, and do the same thing. I mean, we can build this from scratch in the IDE and do it where it's only returning the CoinGecko price and not the LP price.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically that your entry point is that on Telegram message, and the reason why you can tell that is because there is no left-hand side of that block. It's the one all the way to the right. See, there's no left-hand side of that block. There's no in or on that side of the block.
Wait, where?
All the way to the left-hand side. Your on Telegram message. That right there is your in block. That right there is your starting block. You're at the edge of the screen, so now you're gonna lose the lines. There's like an invisible line for you right there.
How dare they? The invisible walls. The protectors have killed you. All right, so the input here then is from this Telegram bot.
Right, so that Telegram bot it's getting the variable called Telegram, which is your API key and the connection to Telegram. And when you start that, your entry point is that on Telegram message. So basically when you start this and the graph is running, it's not doing anything until a Telegram message in that chat is received by the Telegram. So your bot's actually watching all of the messages in Telegram, but it's looking for something specific. So you can see on Telegram message goes out to that print screen. So hang on, stay in there. Oh, you're not actually running that. Don't close this down. Go to the dashboard. It's the next tab over on the one that you're on, and go hit view log. So yeah, so now you can see if I do this, you will see that the on Telegram bot, the on Telegram entry point got the message called hello, but because it wasn't /GLQ, it didn't do anything with that message.
So in a sense, these are all monitor bots without actually being monitor bots. Like if I wanted to, I could put this bot in a room and I could go in and I could see anything and everything that was ever chatted in that room. It's just that the bot's not going to interact.
Which you can do anyway once you go in the room, but also you have to, which also though, just remember your bot has to be invited uh, if you're not the owner of the room, you
And
can't
it has
bring a
that.
bot in.
Yeah, true. So I guess this is
First,
a little small lesson for everyone. Just remember, there's nothing that you do that can't be
well,
monitored if you're doing it in a room.
if you're saying this in a public chat, I mean, anybody could see it anyway.
Oh yeah, this is
So,
dope.
so yeah, so let's go back over to the ID. Go back to that tab we were just in, all the way to the right. And you can see. So what happened is on Telegram message, the yellow block where it started. Once the on Telegram message was received, which was a message, it sent it to that print block, which is the the logging in the console we talked about. So it takes that message. You can see the message is connected to the message output of the Telegram block and just prints it.
Okay.
So if you were to have trouble with your bot, you would be able to look in the logs and see, is it even receiving messages? And then maybe it is receiving messages, but there's a problem somewhere else down the line. So that's kind of like how you can debug it, if you will.
Okay.
And then we talked about this yesterday too, about comparing. We did it yesterday with comparing a integer, because we were doing the gas price. But in this one, you're going to compare it with a string. So the next block that yellow leads to is that purpley one. And you're basically saying value A is the message that just got typed into the chat, and does it equal value B? And value B is the command that you wanted to use, which is /GOQ. So if you wanted to do this for a different token, and you change that to /BTC and updated the rest of the graph, your trigger word would now be /BTC.
Okay.
But for this, we have it as GOQ. So now you've gone from a message coming into the chat, it printing it out, and then now we're comparing it in that purple-ish block, pinkish block, if it equals GOQ, and then you have $ equal means it exactly matches, and exclamation point equals means it does not match. So yeah, these are programming terms that need to be brought into the language of the average user, for sure.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that too. I think it's great that this is, as I said, in the first stream, it's a very solid supplement, right? There's a lot of really, really cool, and there's a lot of really cool and unique features within this that are great for somebody who can already code and just does not want to take the whole, like, let's hash everything out and then we got to get a place to host and do all that jazz, when we can just go in here and do this. Now, for the average consumer, for a consumer like me to go in here, I'm here for one reason. I want to find a bot that does what I need it to do. I would assume like a lot of your user base is going to end up being a little bit more moderate to intermediate, right, as far as what they're trying to do with their bots, which is great. And perhaps they'll have a lot more, a little bit more understanding of what the architecture is. And to that, I would say you could make very simple bots that are like SEO ready, where it's like, hey, I need a bot for my Telegram to do this. Okay, go. And it brings us to GraphLink. On the front page, it's like, click here. Okay, click, click, click. Okay, good. You're done.
Well, that was what the marketplace. That's what the marketplace is for. And this is what we talked about yesterday, about how WordPress exists, but the average person can't create a WordPress template.
Right.
And the people who are the designers, the coders, if you will, go in and create those nice templates, and then allow you to get the template so that you don't have to do this part of it.
Okay, so that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
And so I love that. I love the thought of that. That's not highlighted on the site. I feel like that's an incredible feature that the market launched 7 days ago.
Yeah, we just launched that, and that is what you and I are hopefully going to build out, some bots and stuff that we can put into that marketplace and get the average person who doesn't want to do the IDE and they're looking for that WordPress template style graph.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But you're right. This is still, and it needs to be have some techie language to it. But obviously, we could make even just some pop-ups or some rollovers when you mouse over equal to and not equal to just say that that's what that means.
Right. Yeah. Because clicking, like, I keep wanting to like double click and see what code is actually going through just to see it, just to see, hey, let's inspect, like, is there an inspect mode? Can I, inspect this item and see what it's doing?
It's a black box. You can't see anything.
It's like, we get nothing.
So let's keep following this graph because it's not too much more, right? So
yeah, let's do it.
So now you've established that you've matched the term /GLQ, so your execution continues to follow that yellow line out of the right side of the pinkish box, right? The equal sign. So then what happens is that block talks to Uniswap, and it's passing in the token ID, which is what you put in the template wizard.
Yes.
So that is the GraphLink contract for the token.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have to set this, but it's automatically setting an amount of 1. If you wanted to, you could actually pass in 500 tokens and find out what the price would be for 500. But you're doing it for 1 because you just want the single price. So then out continues there, and you can see that's where it now is going to try to get the CoinGecko price. But before it does that, you can see the price output from get Uniswap token goes down into there where it's doing that round as a decimal. Because remember, there was the option to set that to 8 places. So basically what it's doing is it's taking the number, it's rounding to 8 decimals, and then it's heading out that other side. Even though the execution is still following that yellow line, that data still got passed along that path, basically.
Got it. So it's following the yellow, but it's before it's going out in yellow, it's going to say, hey, what is our price? Check in variable
that's
portal.
Getting sent down there.
What is a variable portal again?
Basically, it's just a block that allows you to string variables or output like that price number without having to connect it directly. It's like an extension cord. That's a great way to describe it. It's an extension cord. So basically, you could have plugged in price directly into number if you wanted. But in this case, by plugging it into the variable portal, it gave you the option to move the line a little bit over.
Okay.
But in theory, it's basically an extension cord. It's as if you plugged in price directly into number. It's just a pass through where you can connect the in and the out. And
so this is just, most of this is just for visibility of these, correct? Is this
right? That's really for visibility, exactly.
Am I right in saying I can do that, and then I can drag this guy down here, and is that still the same?
Yes.
Dope.
But you can see how that line kind of is a little difficult to see, so that was the reason why someone did it that way. I'll show you my graphs when I make them, and they all kind of have this pattern to them.
There's such this, like, you can make this look however you want. Like, a lot of this is just how, like, you can beautify this. I know it sounds crazy, but like,
no, it's not. It's
like art, dude. You could really make these look great.
No, it's not crazy.
And as user friendly as possible. Like, I mean, I'm not a coder, obviously, but I do like the visual of this here and how somebody organizes things instead of just straight chaos. I mean, that could say a lot about somebody. I mean, not that everybody's gonna go look at your graph, but man, check out that graph, bro. He's got this graph, man. This is on fire, dude. Let's all go check out jr00t's graphs, man. I think it's let's just mint this as an NFT. Like, this is art right here. This is somebody's art that I just wrecked. I wrecked it. I'm sorry, GraphLink.
I mean, it's your graph now, so you didn't really wreck anything.
So this guy's not even connected up here, and these are just so they did this as well. That's the same. These are just
Right,
boom,
that
boom,
variable portal is just bringing that over there so that it wasn't one whole line. It actually, not only does it help to make the lines easier to see, but also it helps to follow.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah.
what about this? What if GraphLink, instead of doing that, they made it so you could just move these strings instead of giving it a physics dynamic? Like instead, if there wasn't a physics dynamic and it was, you could literally draw how you wanted these to go, and they had a little bit of a curve control to them. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of having to have these extra
The lines
boxes,
used to be straight actually, and
dig that. No, I
yeah,
mean,
so they got that little curvy action to them. Was one of the upgrades.
that's cool. I like that. I do.
When you
think...
see my graph, you'll understand. Listen,
Okay.
if you were to open up and write code for the first time, it would look like a sloppy mess too. So I mean, it's this is kind of
Yeah, it does.
what life is like when you first start out.
This is cool. I like it.
So yeah, so let's keep following because this is pretty easy now. So now you're just going to CoinGecko, and that's grabbing the all-time high, the 24-hour volume.
So ATH comes down through here and just replace text. So it's replacing that variable that's in there, correct?
Right. It's cleaning up that text for you basically, which you didn't have to do. It did that for you in the template wizard. And then also there's the Uniswap get the LP token. So it's connecting to Ethereum and doing the LP token address that you passed in the wizard, and is also taking that out. So it's getting the price out of that one for the LP token. And then if you kind of ignore all those little cleanups and you follow that yellow line right, your next spot should be sending to Telegram. So it ends right there is sending the Telegram message, which you passed in your Telegram bot information, and that message is the data that you grabbed from those 3 places. I thought it was 2. It's actually 3 places, and built it into one message. You basically took all these different variables and converted it into a single message that contains the wording around it, like the word price and the $sign, and then having it be replaced with the actual amount that was returned from some of these blocks.
Legit. Okay, that is so cool.
So that's your end of the graph. That's where it ends, is on that send Telegram message, and then basically it is just constantly waiting for new messages and doing that whole logic every single time a new message comes in.
Okay, so now what is this down here? So this Telegram bot, what is this communicating with here?
Right, so that Telegram bot is the connection with your API key to Telegram. And rather than having to connect it, you could take the Telegram bot out, where below out, where it's that white and it says Telegram bot. You could, in theory, take that and just connect it directly to the send message. But it's set as a variable because you actually use the Telegram bot twice. You use it to do on Telegram message, and you use it to send. So by doing it this way, so here's the thing. You could have done this. There's like 3 ways you could have done this, right? You could set it as a variable, and then there's a variable called Telegram that you're accessing in the other 2 places where you need it. You could connect the white Telegram bot out on the right-hand side of Telegram bot to the 2 places that you need it. Or you could have, I don't even know if you could have done 2 if it would work. But the point is, by setting it as a variable, you basically make it reusable so that you don't need to add these extra blocks again to talk to Telegram, or have a line that's from the left-hand side of your graph, because you need that right there. You need that Telegram bot for the on Telegram message right above you.
So where that was my question, I think, is where does this play into this? Because it's not
Okay,
connected.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to answer that question, and I'm going to let you figure it out.
Okay.
This will be fun. The answer to that question is that's being used anywhere where you see get variable, so they're setting a variable, but anywhere that you see get variable, and the name Telegram, that is getting what those blocks are and using them.
I'm not seeing any other get variable Telegram. Oh, this get variable Telegram. Correct?
Yep. So those are your two places. Is it
So
happens
to the Telegram bot, to the Telegram bot.
that's the
So
connection, that white one.
So from and then to, correct?
Say that again?
So is this one coming from Telegram? And
No,
then...
no. That one is also connected to the left-hand side. It's an in. See how it's on the left-hand side of on Telegram message? It says Telegram bot in blue. That is your Telegram connection. So if you look up there, it says get variable name, and it gets the variable name Telegram up above that.
Oh, okay.
That's what those two blocks are doing. It's saying get the variable called Telegram and then pass it into the on Telegram block. You're right on the edge of...
I know.
I'm going to add that to my list of fixes, is that...
yeah, I want unlimited play space. No.
I mean, you can move everything to the right. It's just you're going to have to kind of drag it all one by one, and that's...
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why that's set as a variable, and then anywhere you see get variable, it's getting... You are allowed to say what variable you want by its name. So you're saying, give me the variable that's called Telegram, and what Telegram is whatever the variable is set to on the bottom part, which is the Telegram bot with your API key.
Okay. Whew. Shoo.
Does that make sense? That's a little bit to explain.
That is definitely a lot to explain. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot. I think doing an outline for doing a full tutorial series, and when we're doing walkthroughs, I think it's important to.
Right.
I think we need something that is gonna, if you hover over these, it kind of explains just a little quick bloop.
Yeah, and a link to maybe the actual full documentation in a new video.
Yes. Yeah, because if I mean, that's like super helpful. Like, not like Microsoft Word unhelpful, where it's like you click the little help thing and it's like, well, boom, here's this giant book, start flipping pages. You know, like,
Right.
You ever get that when you're actually trying to look something up in the software?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it's
No,
like, I don't even know what to ask. And
and-
that's most of this, is asking the right questions. You know, what is it exactly I'm trying to do?
Right, and as you know, we're trying to make this easy enough that the average person could do this, and it's definitely a challenge. It's a challenge for us, especially as coders, because we think in this language that clearly other people don't.
I'm popping one.
Nice.
All right. This is a lot. I love it. This is so much fun. Yeah. Wow.
So any questions on all of that? I mean, I'm sure it's a lot to take in.
It is,
for
but I
sure.
don't see. I don't think I have any, to be honest. Like, I have a really, like, I know, you know, for somebody that's very critical, and in looking at this project, that is what I'm trying to do, is remain critical while open-minded and learning this. I wish, like, being 100% honest here, I wish I had such a fluid understanding of what all of this terminology is. Like, I wish I had coding experience in using this. Like, that's plain and simple. It makes me want to learn to code. So it's almost like I feel like I should be sitting in a college class. Like, I feel like this is like the grown-up version of the little kid order through the mail, like, plug and build robots. You know what I'm saying? Where you're building little devices and you have the instructions, and it's like, connect pin A to pin B, and you know, do it like that. But it's with pretty heavy code. I mean, this is pretty heavy stuff. Like, I can already think of like 6 different uses for this. Like, I would love to, you know, I did, in scrolling through here, I'm seeing like buy and sell function. You know, so if somebody wanted to really get in deep and buy and sell based off their Bittrex or whatnot, and their own bot, that did bring a question, actually. See, I'm remembering. My question is, like, let's say, and this is completely off topic of this style bot, but let's say I wanted to build a buy sell bot and it's working through my Bittrex account, which is what we're seeing down here on the left. How secure is that? Like, how secure is this? Are these graphs that I've made? Does anybody else have access to these, or do I have to make them accessible to them?
Well, if you open up that that GLQ file, you'll see that basically your graph gets encoded. So no one would have that to begin with, but yeah, the only person who can access your graph is you because it's linked to your wallet. So basically, if someone were to gain access to it, it would be like them having access to their wallet, and it would be a lot easier for them to just take your money.
Right. That was my concern. Well, that was my concern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm just looking, thinking outside the box here. And if I'm building a get Bittrex whatever, and I want to do like which one does it buy sell? Binance. I can do buy sell on Binance. If I were to set something up to buy and sell on Binance, well, it has to have access to my funds.
Right. So it has to have access to your Binance, and it uses your Binance API key. So there is, and again, there is a level of, if you've never ran a bot or done things that connect like that to Binance,
Sure.
that definitely is going to be kind of a new thing for a lot of people. You have to know how to go into Binance and enable the API and ask it to give you an API key, and you have to set the proper permissions for your API key. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So I would have to adjust my Binance to do all that. Now, is that all descriptor in the old dashboard or the template base? Like, is there you know what? How about I ask this question? Are there walkthroughs for any of these?
That's what your job is.
I love it.
There are some, but basically, we're gonna be attempting to do all of these and iron out the what makes it difficult for the average person to understand who has no knowledge who's coming in, because a lot of people are not going to want to start with just a Telegram bot and a price. They're going to want to do something generally along the lines of making trades and things like that. So that needs to be just as easy as it was for you to quickly fire off that Telegram bot. It needs to be that simple.
Okay. Yeah. Doable one at a time. Okay. I already know. I already got it in my head, and then I'm gonna put together what I think, like how kind of user friendly it should be, I guess, to an extent. Man, I feel like such a jerk saying that, because these guys, this is a great site. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I knew what I was doing, this is like, it's really clean. It's just click, fill out the little form, and you're good to go. Watch jr00t. So I guess we can go through some questions on here that I had. What is watch jr00t new deposit?
So that's looking for deposits into a jr00t contract. So that could be like your liquidity. So jr00t is like you hold your team funds and stuff in there. It's like a contract lock a lot of times.
Like a multi-sig of types. I've never used jr00t, so like I said, total normie in the crypto space too.
Do you have the stream open?
Yeah.
Are you watching? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm watching. It'll be a little bit delayed, I believe. Oh, there we go. I got you. Okay.
No worries, because I'm about to share if I can find it. I don't see it.
It's almost like a full 30 seconds delay on Twitch.
Yeah, I slowed it down just so that it...
Hi, Sergio Sanchez. I don't know when you posted. I don't think it was too long ago. I am seeing other people chiming in. to the moon. Everybody's like, to the moon, let's go. And I definitely see this. Like, look, I've compared a lot of really douchey projects. Like, forgive my phrasing, but dude, there's some projects out there that it's like you do nothing. You do nothing. You just have hype. And for tokens, I get it, but what you can get with your tokens, if you're saying with my GLQ, I could essentially come in and build a bot to monitor different addresses and things of that nature. I mean, that's stellar. Like I can already think of like 6 or 7 different situations I would use that.
Yeah, and again, I really foresee this being like the WordPress template idea, where the people who are driving this and who are benefiting from the fact that they have the knowledge are going to be the people who have some code experience or have the ability to learn the IDE. Because you don't need code experience to learn the IDE, but it does help to have a little bit of understanding.
I think that's what I was getting into with the glossary, right? And not just having it as a glossary, but like a simple hover over. I say simple, but I know devs are scratching their head like, are you kidding me right now? You want that? But just like a quick quick description of what that stuff looks like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you look on the Telegram bot, you will notice that there is a thing that says something about Botfather, and that is clickable to go to the help file for Botfather. But is that, you know, a walkthrough of how to integrate it into GLQ? No. So it's not. Yeah, it's not.
No,
what
and
we're talking
that's
about.
what I'm saying. Like, I would like to see. I mean, I've seen walkthroughs on some of the dumbest stuff ever. And when you have good projects like this, like, we got to do this. We're gonna do this thing. So we've done like somewhat of a walkthrough on that, but I would like to not. So I'm gonna go through a speed run then, real quick, just to kind of like show what we need. Just following the steps on the right hand side.
Sure. I shared my screen. If you look on the.
Oh yeah, I did want to see that. Is there a way? And is there a way with our other service that you're actually receiving me on? Can you pop a share screen on there as well? Is that going to be too taxing?
I can, but my stream might start having some issues and share my screen back because I'm already pulling in my monitors and.
No, I'll just look at it as is. And this looks like migrating fish. This looks like there are just like, you know what it reminds me of is like butterfly koi, like just long fins. They're just, I don't know, whatever.
But yeah, you can see here's my. I don't know if I need to make this a little bigger, but. So for instance, I have a variable over here that gets created when actually it first gets a variable, but then it needs to pass this context out. And rather than running this line directly out and through the graph, I use the variable portal, and you can see I pass it into multiple ones to get it to over here. And as a result, the lines are basically not on top of each other. And are a little more easier to see. Yeah.
That's clean, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I really like took the time, like everything's kind of almost in a. I kind of went overboard in some spots too, because like right here I didn't need variables, but I used them to like keep this how everything is kind of like in a same column. Like if you look at this, it looks like it's. If you look at the mini map, it looks like it's a. Like a game or something, the way it's all in a line. But yeah, you know, and again, like for this, I mean, I purposely pulled these out like this to give them that crossover, to make them a little bit more viewable of what that's doing. And that's your end of your graph all the way over here, printing out your end and saying you're done. But yeah, I mean, this, and one of the things that I think also confuses people is that they feel like the graph has to have a single starting point and a single end point. And that's not true. You will notice that this graph has a entry point here because it's the goldish color one, and it has one over here, and it's got one here, and it's got one here. So each of these have different conditions as to what they're going to do. And then this expose API is an entry point as well. So each of those have different reasons. So this one's on a timer that's running this whole part. This one is on the graph start. So that means when you first start it up, it actually runs that logic. And these ones are when you request it via an API, which we're totally not going to get into that today for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of, you know, and again, I have a lot of time in the IDE, so making it look pretty has been my funness. I've been enjoying trying to make it look good. So yeah, let me stick you back on the screen over here. Oops, I gotta minimize out Chrome. There you go. Full screenerize. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. You look good.
Thanks, man.
Bring my dumb face back in. Okay.
That's perfect. So
yeah, so let's go ahead and kind of like recap and figure out what we learned and what, you know, definitely the wording is a big issue that we need to go through.
Yeah,
I think the places.
Going back to, you know, going through the dashboard and when you're actually producing this graph, I think what a lot of it's going to take is, I think what would really draw people in is building that first template. That's like the highlight reel template that is kind of like, this is how you produce a graph from a template, and just real simple. Like what I did there, I went down to, you know, bot Telegram giving live price from Uniswap, which is actually giving it from Uniswap, and the liquidity from CoinGecko and whatnot. I think having that instead of like putting it a row down and all the way to the right, and then what exactly am I looking for, having those descriptors a little bit more obvious and a little bit more brevity, like a lot more brevity. I think the site needs brevity. Like we start with name your graph, and that's awesome, but in the templates themselves, yeah, you want those icons because those take away from the very verbose description of what we're trying to build. But
I like the idea of like a drop down to allow you to filter.
Yeah, and yeah, if you were to partition them off and say, okay, Telegram bot templates go, Discord bot templates go. You know what I'm saying? If we did something along those lines, and then having those just bot Telegram giving live price from, yeah, no, I would say Telegram bot displaying price, something along those lines, or display token value in your Telegram chat. It should be about your. It should be like, this is hey, for you as the user, this is what it's going to do for you. This is your bot, and this is what it's going to do, as opposed to, you know, just kind of like a quick descriptor, watcher, CoinGecko, Bitcoin price print. You know what I'm saying? I think we could really help these guys rework what they're looking at. Almost every single one of these starts with watch, or a lot of them start with watch, at least in the first two rows. And then, I mean, we get down to the bottom and it's like, deploy new NFT contract on Ethereum. It's like, holy cow, you know, mint new NFT on Ethereum. What, you know, like we could essentially, right now, what would be a hot issue or a hot item to build would be automatically mint, or like mint NFT at launch on Ethereum. If you had a bot for that, you just put that at the top, and it's like, okay, where's that contract address or whatnot, and you could set it up to automatically return that variable. I mean, just things like that are really, really useful that people would want.
I think that is returned when you deploy a contract. I think it actually does put it right on that screen, just how it showed you your graph hash. I think it actually shows you your token contract right on the screen when it does it. Okay. Because you're right, they do need to see that. They do need to see that right away. Is the, you know, they don't need all the code back end and what just got created. They just need to see, hey, where's my contract address? where can I actually get this now that it's been deployed?
Gotcha.
I agree that is, you know, we're so techie on our end at GraphLink where we want to make it, you know, have all that kind of stuff, and it, you know, it was written by developers, and as much as in our minds are the non-coders, it's really hard for us to get some of that, especially the wording, out of our heads, because we've been around words like, you know, integer and string and variable, and those are just like second nature for us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do build your Telegram price bot, or even just token price bot. And then this would be under a drop down for who is it? Uniswap, right? So this would be Uniswap tokens. So you would basically.
But it's ironic though, because it's using Uniswap, Etherscan, and CoinGecko.
Okay.
So
yeah, we don't need
like
to put it under Uniswap. We just put it under Telegram, right? So Telegram, build your Telegram token price bot, and then maybe in that drop down we can ask, like, are you going to be using this on Uniswap? Are you using this on? Is this a Bittrex, or is this a Bitfinex, or is this, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
I think the idea was to not give them an option, so that basically it was kind of like, look, you need to put in the contract address. So it's actually kind of as long as it's clear that it's for an ERC20 token on the Ether on the ETH network. That kind of doesn't matter where it's getting it from then.
So it's ERC20, is that?
That is for an ETH ERC20. I mean, because they call, like, Binance has their own name for it, but it still is an ERC20.
Yeah, and then there's the BEP, and there's okay. So
they call it BEPs.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what if it were build your Telegram token price bot, or build or like under Telegram build your price bot, or even just build.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's a request bot. You know what I mean?
Telegram.
Because it's like an on-demand request.
So Telegram, build a price bot, because that's what I'm like. That's what I would, if I were asking a dev to build this for me, be like, hey, I want a price bot. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hey, I want a price bot on Telegram, and I want to be for this other token. Yeah. Hey man, can you build me a price bot for GLQ and throw that up for me? That'd be great. And just get that in the chat, and then somebody's gonna be like, all right, let me go find one. And
and also maybe even it would be good to possibly then have 3 or 4 graphs on the back end that you're not seeing,
exactly,
that you could customize, whether or not it has the liquidity token, whether or not it has the all-time high, or if you just want the price, you can get just the price.
You know, but you said that also is what the marketplace is for, correct? Is building these bots that are specifically for people's individual needs. Is that correct?
Yeah, the template wizard is really more designed for, you know, it came first. You know, it came after the IDE. They came in order. So the IDE came first, the template wizard came second, and then the marketplace came third. The template wizard's kind of like you still want to do your own thing, so you're kind of diving into it and hopefully not having to use the ID if you're not able to. But the marketplace, the idea is that you're really trying to not even have to do anything. You're just trying to get the end product.
Okay. So the users that we really want to try and pull for this too, obviously we're not trying to you're not just trying to say, hey, here's a free bot, like come in here, set up a free bot. What we're looking for are people that know exactly what they're trying to snipe, or what they want to be watching. I don't know. I saw some cool stuff in the IDE, like once you get into the IDE, let's see, where was I at with that? Where is
You've
it?
got
Okay.
it open in like 6 tabs.
Yeah, I do. When you get down towards the bottom, we have on user tweet, tweet message, tweet connector. Can we talk about that feature for a second?
Sure. So this graph that you have open is not the one that's running, so you can just click on those and drag and bring those blocks in, or you can actually just go File and hit New and get a fresh graph so that you can play around with bringing those blocks in. So yeah, I mean, there's no harm in just clicking on any of those, and you'll get them into your. Just click. There you go. Yeah, you're clicking, trying to figure out like, hey, I need information.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it.
All right, so user, I would assume.
So the first thing though is most of these blocks require a connector. So just like so just like with Telegram, you had to connect. Yeah, so what you're doing is you're clicking on the in, and you need to click an out first and connect it to an in. That's why it's not working. So
well, I was looking at what I need to actually input. So
right,
like,
so
are these going to be a variable block then, I'm assuming?
Those are going to just be a string. So you could use a string, you could use a secret string. No, you would make the Twitter connector when it's done a variable, but your inputs of your keys that you need from Twitter, you would make those just a variable. The one thing I will tell you that you're going to hit a wall on with this is that Twitter does not open their API up. You can't just go and get a key. You have to request it.
This would be for Twitter to post for me, correct? That's what.
So yeah, so you could post to Twitter, but then also on user tweet would be if Elon Musk tweets and he tweets Dogecoin, you know, you could say if the user tweets that and in their message is a certain word, then your graph could trigger the rest of that logic, which could be just messaging you in Telegram, or it could be making a trade. I mean, you could do anything at that point.
Okay. Yeah, because I would like to, I mean, I can think of a lot of situations that people would run into in a community where they would want to see specific mentions or, you know, have it posted. Like, let's say you did an NFT drop and you wanted it to post onto your Twitter, hey, we sold one, every time it sold one. And obviously you don't want to like wait every time, but if you created you know, not even just that, like if you did like a bulk purchase, like if you saw, hey, somebody just whaled in on this contract that's not even ours. Like if I wanted to know, hey, we've got a whale on GraphLink, just came in and dumped $30,000, $40,000. That's not even a whale.
Yeah, so like you have so in Uniswap you have the on swap. So one of the things I should teach you real quick, go all the way up to the top. There is a search that will filter that list. There you go. And if you start typing in a word like Uniswap, you will get only the Uniswap blocks.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah.
Okay.
So on Uniswap swap, that's a mouthful. That one right there is going to allow you to watch a contract address, and then when a swap happens on that contract address, it's going to allow you to grab the transaction hash, the sender, the receiver, the amount in, and the amount out. And again, if you've done any kind of blockchain programming, you know what amount 0 in, amount 1 in, and amount 0 out, and amount 1 out is. But the average person doesn't, for sure. And that's definitely something that we would need to bring some better definitions in so you understand what that is, or make it easier than that. But I mean, the thing is that the IDE really should be dealing with the raw data. You know, the idea is that it should have that level of it's the raw coming, how it comes back from Uniswap if you were coding it and connecting to it. you know, the part of me doesn't want to lose that in the IDE. But I think that the naming and just even like you said, just being able to hover over it and get a description.
Yeah, and I think if there were like, so here's what I would think is, hover blocks. So hover block would be, you can hover over this block and it's going to tell you maybe, or like if you, so like hover block would be you hover over a nomenclature and it tells you its definition. So I would say hover blocks would be
Nomenclature.
Yeah, would tell you a quick
We're trying to make
summary.
this easier, not harder. Now I gotta get a dictionary to look up nomenclature.
Nomenclature of the fairies. It's just a name. It just means name, I think.
I think used a word you used. Terrible.
It just means like nomenclature, you know. It's like garden, and just started with a G. It's like garden gnomes. Okay, would tell a quick summary of what that part does.
You can be my beta tester too, so if I ever start adding this stuff into there, you can be the one to test it and see what it looks like.
Yeah,
Try it
I'd
out.
love to. I'd love to. And then we have, and so we have clever hover blocks, and then we have click blocks. Click blocks would be clicking.
I just dumped your. I switched screens. Hang on 1 second. I'll bring you back. There you are.
So, if we did a click block would be if you clicked on the top of this block, and you were in a help mode. So like.
Well, it's kind of ironic that there already is a hover. When you hover over the name, it makes it change color of the ins and outs.
Well, it brings it up there, but I think
No. What I'm saying is the connectors underneath. If you hover over them, they change colors. So I mean, really now it's just about making a. You know, either you click on it or something, and it then pops up with some.
What if you did it as a marquee? Like, what if you held over here and then amount 1 starts sliding over, and the text that's replacing it is this space is used for. I don't know. I think what would be really helpful is like this right here. Like oh my gosh.
Typing, really difficult.
Yeah, it is. So like, let's say I hovered over out, it would tell me what that out was for. Like,
right. Well, outs and ins are outs and ins.
Yeah, outs
and
ins are bad.
Yeah.
That's a terrible example. But like amount 1, this amount is your XYZ. So like if you were to hover over this, it would bring this up, and in some place that's useful. And the thing is, if you did these and you if you because you can't copy these and paste them, can you? You gotta
no, and you can't do that with blocks either. And another thing too is you can't select a group of blocks and move them all at once, which is
that's one thing I was trying to do earlier. I was really trying to, like, I should be able to select all these and delete them all at once. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that under ease of use notes, and then perhaps if you guys do some group calls to bump notes as a core team, I wouldn't mind hopping in on that and going over some of these notes. So ease of use notes, let's go. Block, moving more than 1 block, copy, paste a block. The thing is, people don't they don't understand that you can like Alt Control V and then select from different, like I can do paste special by holding Alt Control V, Control Alt V or whatever, and then it would give me different stuff. And you can actually set it up to where if it's, I think it's Windows key.
Nobody uses Windows.
Nobody's using Windows key. It's not Windows key.
No, I know what you mean.
There's another way
on a Mac, it's Command Shift V. Is special, like
exactly.
And you can actually make them do different things. But I totally understand that there is Yeah, and that also, if ever done, needs to be, you know, made in a way that like there's some helpful tooltip pop-ups or something, because I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people are not going to read the documentation. They're just going to dive in. Um,
Look at this beloved documentation here. So this is going to have a lot of the different stuff here, right? This is
yeah, this is our entire documentation, so it's more than just the IDE itself. It actually has information about the contract, the engine. What I'm working on and what I think that I'm going to have you help me with is a really well done documentation, probably in this same kind of format, but specifically for the blocks.
okay.
Because you need a definition of what a block is, you need a description as to how to use it, what it's asking for on the inputs, you know, an example of what an input to that block or output from that block would be. There's definitely a few things that I would like to see in there. I think under blocks, I think it actually, if you scroll down a little bit further, I think under blocks, it gives you some definitions of stuff. I think they've been started, but they're not complete. I mean, you can see the information on the screen right now is kind of more technical for the people who are investing in the project. But
Right.
if you scroll down on the left, I think under blocks, I think you can there get like what a string is, what a long is. Yeah.
Oh. So all these are already put out.
Well, there's some of them in there. Some of the base ones are in there, but there definitely needs to be more. So there's a variable portal. They show you basically jumping over that whole section of blocks to be able to make those lines connect.
Okay. Well, I'm going to dig through this, and I think I'm going to end for tonight if that's cool.
Yeah, man.
Kiddo wants to watch a movie, but I'm going to continue digging through here, and I'm going to go through ease of use notes, continue building up like what I think may or may not really help out the platform, and you know, bringing the non-coders into it, you know, and really giving them a good setup for success. I'm also going to write up the outline for first tutorial video.
Yeah, and there is a tutorial video for a couple of these, and I know that there's one for the NFT, and there's one definitely for the Telegram bot. But one of the things I've noticed is that they were not done with the absolute layman who does not know everything. I think the Telegram bot wasn't too bad, but like the NFT one skipped over the fact that you need to deposit ETH into your wallet, and people don't know how to do that because you don't do it for anything else.
Well, I think what if we did that? What if we called our series the learning blocks, or the learning links, something along those lines? And instead of like, you see how these are like chunks of code, right? If you look at your IDE, hear me out. This is a block of code, right? What if our tutorial were similar, and we just started from the bottom? This is how you purchase.
We started from the bottom, and now we're here.
Well, eventually, and
yeah.
So if you were to have it like we'll build let's keep doing this. So if we start out with first video in the series is establishing graph link on your wallet. So like wallet usage, we'll do it like that. And then we'll have that in, you know, maybe 4 parts, 3 parts, something along those.
Well, that one, if you go back into the app, if you go back to the blue screen, icon, if you go to My Wallets, it's on the left-hand side, you basically then can hit Create a Wallet, and it will create an ERC20 wallet and give you the key for it, but it will keep the wallet usable, and you're able to call it from within the graph, which will allow you to pay for things like a deployment of an NFT or an ERC20 token.
Okay, so then we start with that. Like we start with the simple like wallet usage within
Yeah, because then
Graph.
basically you go into a tutorial that builds off of it, and then you say if you don't know how to do this, you can reference this video, and it shows you how to do that. I see where you're going.
Yeah, you see where this is going here. All right, so within GLQ, and then we have what does how a price bot works, or how to build a price bot, how to build. And we're calling them graphs. I keep calling them bots. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm like, whoever rewatches this and is like, why does he keep calling these bots? We're not building bots here. We're building graphs, dang it. So like how to build a basic, price graph. And then, we can go to the more in depths. We could do, I think what I'd like to do in my spare time, which is a wonderful thing to have, is to build like a breakdown of what the different functions of each block do.
Yeah, a very good description of that, how to use them, examples of using them. I mean, there's a bunch of.
And I can't expand these comment blocks. Can you? Can you make them bigger?
No. Yeah, so if you noticed in the examples, they would put like 3 or 4 of them to be able to write out.
Gotcha. So, ease of use. Okay, sweet. So this is like I don't know. I curious. Maybe we're no. Maybe I'm talking to a wall, but I don't think so. I think they want to see this improve. So it's a little bit for both, right? It's not just we're building things for the average user and allowing them to see how we're doing what we're doing.
I've hit these issues myself, and I think once you use the IDE for a period of time, anybody's is run into these similar issues. I think that they're good to do. I'm done.
Don't die on me. All right, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna do like a full write-up on what I think and where it's at right now. Building my first graph, that was easy. I mean, that was ridiculously easy once I knew what I was looking at.
Right.
Like the second I knew what I was looking at, I'm
right.
like, okay, and now I can dabble. Now I can do a little dip and dabble. But
right. So cleaning up the template wizard to make that a little more identifiable, and also cleaning up what those form variables are that they're requesting you provide, where to get them from, how to get them. I mean, there's definitely basically anywhere where we're asking for information or presenting information. I mean, we need to kind of dummy proof it because there are people who just found out about crypto and don't know what some of these names and words even are, and it's just
yeah. So I would say then I did switch back to my camera. I don't know if
your screen's still sharing though.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. It's good to know I can do that.
Yeah, but let's wrap it up here. You can go deal with the kiddo.
Deal with her. No.
Deal with the kiddo.
She wants to watch a movie. She wants to watch a movie.
I want to go watch a movie.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be working on some rarity traits for good old Diamond out of these. Shameless plug. I've been wading through that all day. You know this.
I approve.
I approve of it. It's been great though. It's been really solid. We got our bot working and all that jazz. So, good stuff. I'm It's dope.
Black Chicken said, "Watch The Shining with her."
Watch The Shining. Yes, I listen. My kid loves scary stuff. All right, like, and I don't want to have her watching scary stuff because I don't want to deal with the repercussions of nightmares and things of that nature. But she likes so we had her watch the first 2 Harry Potters. 4 years old. 4 years old. Harry Potter. Those are some big films to digest. She loves them. She loves them. Like cannot like. Now she's got Harry Potter Lego sets. Because I got her first, big girl Legos. It's what they call them. It's what.
Do you know that they're called
the word on the
Lego?
street is.
They're not called Legos.
How dare you? Don't you ever?
It's a true story. They're called Lego.
Yeah, that's the plural.
There is no plural. They're Lego.
I'm playing with all of my Lego. I can't. Nope. That is not. Oh, you're wrong. No way. No. Is this how all coders are? Let's talk about code versus no code for a minute. They're not Lego. They're Legos. They're Legos.
Look it up.
No, I don't need to look it up. See, that's the thing. You got to stop looking stuff up. Just what do you call it? What do you call these things? These are Legos, man. That's I guess maybe it's dialectual, but I call things.
Look at the name of it. They're called Lego. Lego is always an adjective. So Lego bricks, Lego elements, Lego sets, never ever Legos with an S.
All of those together is Legos.
But it is from Lego, and that is what they are.
It Legos. What is true is that Legos is not a registered trademark. See, that's a thing. It is ridiculous for the Lego group to assume that a consumer's mention of Legos instead of Lego bricks and toys is detrimental to the brand. And even more ridiculous to impose rules like this on consumers. Listen here, you capitalist. All right? I'm a consumer here. And if I say it's Legos because that's what we're going to call them. So she's got the grown up, she's got the big girl Legos now. She moved up from the big ones. She's moved up from the big ones to the little ones, and she loves it. We've been tearing those apart. It's been great. It's been great. I looked it up. See, I straight up looked.
What's the plural of salmon?
How dare you? It's a completely different topic. Those are fish. Those are fish.
What's the plural of fish?
Fish, but everybody knows that, like except for toddlers. Then it's fishes. But adults say, "Oh man, Legos in the dark is the worst." You step on a Lego, not step on Lego.
You can step on multiple Lego. Those are fish, sir.
It's been good. It's been solid. I'm gonna go through and continue typing stuff up. And Black Chicken, man, you are here. Black Chicken is like
#1 super fan.
Those are fish. Yes, they are. Those are fish. The word is fish.
We're thinking about doing some merch maybe, so we'll have to see.
I got a t-shirt printer. I can try it out and see if it works for you guys, and see if you like how it looks.
10% discount if you pay in GLQ.
Use discount code GraphLink. Use discount code Legos. Save yourself 20%.
And if you use Lego, you get 25%.
Oh my god! You're not naming this. So yeah, I mean, in closing,
summation,
to finalize this whole shindig, I'll probably get my own solo stream up. I'm gonna wade out into the waters a little bit, and I'm gonna try and make some stuff. I'm gonna try and make some stuff that maybe, I don't know, I'm not good enough to make yet, but he says, I've been waiting for a 4K video to be verified on YouTube for 2 hours. So bad. Is it on your connection though? I mean, it's 4K video. It's like a pirated video. It's the Lego movie. It's the Legos movie. And he's waiting on the Legos movie to be pirated and ripped to YouTube. And come on, Black Chicken. You know it. You know it, my dude.
All right. I've had enough.
All right.
It's good sesh. Good sesh.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on some of these timelines, and yeah, just getting a good overview of everything that I'm seeing from it. I'm gonna build some definitions out. You guys have good definitions, so I'll probably just plug and play those.
Oh no, they need to be cleaned up though, and definitely grammar and a little more user friendly, non-coder wording, and also to use them inside of the IDE. Like we need to come up with a concise version from there, and then the more explanative. Is that a word? The more
explanatory. I think so.
You can tell we're getting tired. 2 hours is a lot for a stream, man. I don't know how these people do it all day long.
I could do it.
I got done yesterday, and I was tired.
Yeah. So so it's just gameplay. How fast do you reckon you'll learn the IDE basics? Well, me personally, I don't think it'll take me too terribly long. To be 100% honest, especially with the ease of use stuff, I don't have to worry about anything being a little extra. I can just kind of like plug into it and go. Now, knowing, like, it's one thing to learn the basics, right? And I do feel like I understand the basics. You got your in, you got your out, you got your variables, and you're going to put those into place. But understanding, and this is my biggest point, I think, is understanding the architecture of something requires you to know things about code. It doesn't require you to know code, but it does require you to know how programs go together and how code goes together. And that's why I had such skepticism jumping into this is, okay, so I don't need to know how to code to be able to do this. And if that's the direction that we're trying to go with it, but there are a few things that have to be in place before you can actually wear that badge, in my opinion. And I think one of those is explaining what the literal flip, censored, what the literal flip we're actually looking at when we're looking at these blocks and how those all go together. Because if you don't know how the algorithm's supposed to look once it's coded out, then you don't know how to shape it and change it into what it's supposed to be. And I guess that's my point on it. So
well,
the
also,
basics,
the thing is that there are ways you can use blocks that might not necessarily be the way that you thought of. I mean, there is, but if you start with a certain set of data and you've used blocks to manipulate that data before, then you could see how it would apply. But again, it's something you gotta learn.
Yeah, and I agree with him here. He says, he goes, yes, but once tutorials and guides get good enough, you'll know the use cases of blocks better, and then you can adapt the use cases into different scenarios. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, no, it's basically kind of what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you know what each of those does, you still got to know what you're trying to get, and you got to know what it's supposed to look like. And I think that's having like a cradle to grave, and you don't have to necessarily know the fundamentals of each block. You just know when and what to use each one for. Exactly. And that's why I said, if you noticed earlier on in the stream, that's why I was talking about like having a help mode that you could toggle that is just for like highlighting over your blocks. And I think even resorting back to that is clever, being able to say, you know what, I'm going to hop into help mode for a minute and just kind of look over this graph and try and figure out what's going wrong to troubleshoot. And just get back to the basics.
Yeah, the way that help mode works is that I literally connect to your graph, and then I just am like, here, you need to move this block over here, and that's help mode.
Yeah, and I don't think it needs to be that way. I think
we actually talked about that they were going to turn me into a block in the IDE.
Well, you would be a Lego block because there's only one of you, but if you were more than one, they would be Legos.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call it a night.
All right, man. I'll see you. We'll be
on again. Brother.
Probably tomorrow with the outlines. So.
Yeah, we'll maybe do another stream. We'll see.
Sounds good, man. I'll talk to you.
All right. Later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.